welcome back to my channel and to my journey in beauty. Today's video is my BOXYCHARM roundup for the first quarter of the year. Today's boxes that I'll be talking about are from January, February, and March of 2018. I'm gonna tell you what I still have, what I still use, and what I think I will continue to use, and the actual value of the products that I still have and will still use compared to the overall box value of products that I received. So if all that's clear as mud, let's go ahead and jump into it. The first product that we received in January was the Dr. Brandt's Pores No More Luminizer Primer with a value of $38. I actually really do like this primer. I use it both under foundation and even by itself on a no makeup day. This is definitely something that's more appropriate for my comboed oily skin during the colder months when my skin's a little bit more dull and a little bit less oily, but the texture is great and the performance is great on this one, so I will continue to use it. The next thing we received in January was the IT Cosmetics Brow Power Universal Brow Pencil. That sounded weird. With a $24 value. This is a great pencil. You have a spoolie on one side. You have an oval shaped pencil. And I would not say that this is universal. I've talked about this before. They're talking in terms of how much pressure you use, the darker it will be, and that's pretty much true for any brow pencil, no matter the color. However, it is a good formula. It performs well. Is it my favorite? Would I repurchase it? No. Simply because I've realized that I do and continue to prefer a more precision or micro brow pencil, but this is a good product if you like a bigger pencil. Next is a product I no longer have, and it is the Crown Pro Glam Metals palette with a value of $25. I did go ahead and declutter or swap this with my friend Angela from Beauty by Angela. Simply because I never reached for it. It's not a bad palette. There's nothing wrong with the quality or the color story or the performance. I just simply never reached for it. I have other palettes in my collection that I could easily dupe that palette out of. So I'd rather share with Angela so that she can try a new formula and build her collection as well, and I can keep my collection more manageable. And then the next thing is something I'm kind of on the fence about. I keep thinking I need to declutter this, but I also keep thinking that maybe I just haven't found the best way for me personally to use it, and it is the Pure Bronze and Brighten palette. See here that this is a very, very pigmented product. It's also very high shine. This is buttery. If I had to compare it to something, I would compare this to like a butter highlighter from Physicians Formula, and or a very creamy foiled eyeshadow. So it makes these products a little bit harder to work with because you have to go in ever so, you know, lightly. The products I've used the most in here are definitely the highlight and the blush. I don't mind the blush, however, I don't find myself reaching for it a whole lot. It does translate like a red to coral shade on my skin. And again, with this highlight, it's a nice vanilla shade. However, I have other things in my collection that are not quite so finicky that have the same color pay off. And the bronzer overall is just, in my opinion, too damn shiny and too dark and just too finicky to work with. So I will keep this around for a little bit longer. I'd love any suggestions besides using it on my eyes. I'm not likely to keep this just for the day I might be feeling a Neapolitan eye look because that's what this reminds me of. So I would appreciate any recommendations. And last, for the month of January, we did receive the Grande Cosmetics Grande Lips Hydrating Lip Plumper. This did have a value of $27, and I love this product. It is a nice plumper. It does actually, you know, have that sting. It's not a minty tingle, it's more of a sting, like an actual lip plumper. Good grief. And you know, the applicator's fine. I really like it. It does have a tendency to leak that last little bit of product, whatever's in the nozzle. Plus Hannah, my 10-year-old, likes to borrow this sometimes. But overall, I have no complaints with this product, and I will continue to use it for the month of January. Of the products that I kept and will continue to use, the value went down from $148 to $89. The first thing I received in February was this Ofra Cosmetics pop-up mini palette, as well as the blush Godot, I think that's how you say it, refill in the shade Winter Rose right here. $19 for the palette and $12 for the blush. And so you know, I'm not currently using this palette, but I don't mind having an extra one should I decide to depot another palette at some point. And I actually love this blush. It's very unique. It reminds me of the e.l.f. Mellow Mauve in that it has kind of a warmish base, but it has a cool shift to it. And I think when you combine warm tones and cool tones, that's where the money's at. It makes it almost neutral, if that makes sense. Just my opinion. So yeah, I will continue to love on that one. The next product is the Cover FX Shimmer Veil in the shade Amethyst with a $28 value. I literally have not used this since the unboxing in February, which I feel horrible about. I just forget about it, and I don't know, maybe I need to put it in my makeup basket for September. This is what she looks like. It's absolutely gorgeous. I haven't found, you know, I guess I just don't reach for it. It's a nice product. I was thrilled to get it. I just forget about it. So maybe I need to go ahead and put it in my makeup basket. Maybe this will help me pan my damn Naked 3 palette, excuse me. But it's a good product. I just haven't used it yet, but I'm definitely not ready to declutter it. Next, again, is a product that I have decluttered, and it is the Vintage Cosmetics Smoky Eye Pencil with a $21 value. Again, a product that I decluttered or swapped with Angela. Number one, I don't use black eyeliner. I just don't. If I do use eyeliner, it tends to be brown, copper, or gray. And this particular one, while it applied very smooth, I had immediate transfer from the tight line to the lower waterline, and I don't like dark colors on my waterline. If I put anything there, it's usually a white or a light shimmer or a nude or something like that. So it just wasn't for me, and I went ahead and gave it to Angela, and I hope she enjoys it more than I did. Next was a product from Pure, and I have finished this product since receiving it in February. It is the Exfo Lips Plumping Lip Exfoliator, and it has a value of $17. I did use this product all up, however, it was not my favorite, and I would not repurchase it. Product seemed really, really greasy to me. It seemed like the ratio of scrubby to conditioners was heavy on the conditioner side and short on the scrubby side. You know, this happens with lip scrubs, as I'm finding out, but I would still much prefer my e.l.f. lip exfoliator that is $3 versus this one for $17, and I didn't feel like my lips got all that scrubbed. And last for the month of February was the Crown Pro Trio brush set, which is said to have a value of $29.99. This brush I really like. I believe they called it a powder brush in the description. Yes. So this is considered the large powder brush, which can be used to set everything in place. If you can tell, I use this for bronzer. This tapered type of brush is my jam for bronzer. I feel like I can get right up against the cheekbone with the flat side, as well as get up close to the hairline with the precision tip part of this tapered brush. So I do use this all the time, and I love it. And then the medium brush is said to be used to sculpt the cheekbones and the perimeter of the face. you know, basically it's a contour brush. I don't use this for contour. I prefer something different. However, I could see using this for contour, or I think this would work nice for a targeted highlight that you want to buff into the skin. But as you can see, I really don't use it that often because I have other brushes I prefer for that. And then this, I know there was some confusion, and obviously you can use your brushes however you'd like to use them. With this small brush, it actually says here, the small brush can be used to conceal imperfections and highlight underneath of the eyes. So this is actually meant to be a concealer brush. A lot of people thought it was an eyeshadow brush and didn't like it based on its performance with the eyeshadow, which is fine. Mine does get used for eyeshadow because my daughter loves this brush, and I will actually declutter this to her after this video because I just don't use it. For me, it's too big for eyeshadow for how I like to apply it, and I don't generally use a brush, and especially not a flat brush, for concealer. So there you go. So taking into consideration what I have used and will continue to use, the value of the box went from $127 down to $105.99. Overall, that was a pretty good box for me. I just need to find a way to make more use of the shimmer veil. Last, the month of March for 2018. The first product, again, is a product that I decluttered, and in this case it was not a good product for me, and it is the Complexion Authority Pure Bay eyeshadow palette, said to have a $36 value. And I can tell you without a doubt, and I am backed and validated by many other YouTubers on this palette was crap. I decluttered it to Angela. Basically, it was not a swap. I just decluttered it. I didn't want it anymore. She wanted to try it. I certainly hope she has better luck with it than I do, but I could easily dupe it out of my collection, therefore I didn't need it. And I was just really disappointed based on other Pure products that we received in BOXYCHARM in the past. Specifically, the Soiree Diaries was one of my first Pure products, as well as it was in one of my first BOXYCHARMs, and that was a fantastic palette. And then next we received something from Butter London. This is the first product that I've tried from Butter London, and it was the Double Decker Lashes Mascara. I did finish it. It lasted me 3 months, which is pretty standard for mascara, though I have tried other formulas that lasted longer, as well as formulas that didn't last as long. And so this was said to have a $20 value. It was just okay. I would not pay $20 for it, but if I had to compare it to something, I think it's kind of similar to the Better Than Sex wand. It's got an hourglass wand shape, and it's sort of twisted in the middle. And you know, there's other drugstore mascaras that are similar beside the obvious dupe, which is the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. But you know, I was glad to have it. I was glad to use it, and I don't miss it, if I'm being honest. And then next we received from South Main Beauty the under eye gels. We got 3 of them in a pack, and they were said to have a $10 value. I did use all 3 sets in 3 consecutive nights as suggested, and they were just okay. It felt nice on the skin. I didn't like that I practically had to lay, you know, flat because they kept sliding down my face. So I couldn't really even sit up or watch TV or anything, which maybe sounds relaxing, but I have a hard time being still. Overall, I would not repurchase them, but I did enjoy getting to try them, and they will be figured into the value of this box. And then next, we had another set of 3 brushes. This is from the Vintage Cosmetic Company, and this is said to be the Smoky Eye Makeup Brush Set, valued at $23.18. You do get this flat eyeshadow brush, this angled eyeshadow brush, and this smudger brush right here. I haven't really found an overall use for this angled brush. It's not as soft as other angled brushes that I own, so I tend to gravitate for those and not this one. And the smudger brush, it was okay, nothing special. I do use it on occasion for smudging under the lower lash line, but not all that much. Overall, the flat shadow brush, which is step one, was my favorite brush of the three. I find it to be versatile to carve out the crease as well as to pat shadows anywhere on the lid, and so I'm not ready to declutter them, but these were not my favorite brushes that I've ever received in BOXYCHARM. And then the last product for March was from Pretty Vulgar. Everybody was pretty excited to receive this, including me, and this is the Make Them blush in the shade Hush Blush, and it's said to be valued at $26. This packaging is very, very cute, and this is the shade that I received. This is a super pigmented blush. As you can see, there's even chunks on there, so there's definitely kick up. For me, I don't mind that. Sometimes I have trouble making blush show up on my skin or stay present on my skin, and I don't have that problem with this one. So I really like this. Some people got a brighter, almost like electric orchid shade that they weren't overly pleased with. I think I would have been fine with either, but overall I like this one and I will keep it in my collection. So for the month of March, the overall total box value went down from $115.15 to $79.15 because the Pure eyeshadow palette did not work out for me. So there you go. As you can see, this is kind of a game with subscription boxes. You pay $21 a month for BOXYCHARM. The value is always over $100, but as you can see, a few of these ended up being under $100, you know, specifically January and March, after I subtracted the items that I didn't like or decluttered or what have you. So just wanted to give you as much information and makeup math as possible. I hope you enjoyed this BOXYCHARM roundup in review. I've wanted to do this for a while, but I always want to make sure that I've used these products for a really long time before I give my final thoughts on these products. I hope all of your makeup days are beautiful makeup days, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!